capture here. So if we have a very simple scene, we just have 4 primitives. I'm going to go over to render. I'm going to hit my A key, and you'll see we have everything there. Like that. I'm going to put this back to 3D view, just so we can see around there. Nothing has a different texture on it. Everything has the base shader on it. I'm going to lose the environment. Good. And we have just this one directional light. You can see that right there. I'm going to now start putting textures on things. Let's start with the sphere. I'll go into polygon mode. Let's select some stuff on the sphere, and I'm going to right mouse click, and I'll select everything on the sphere. And I'm going to put it in its own object too. You notice I have the shading tree and the item tree here. We only have one mesh item here. I'm going to Control exit. I'm going to hit the N key, which is going to make a new item, and I'm going to Control V it, and I can even rename this thing sphere so we know it's there. And then from here, I can actually just hit the M key, and this is now going to be a new texture, which we'll call sphere, and we'll make it orange. If we go back to render, that should all be there as an orange texture. Good. I'm going to do the same thing with the cube. I'm going to turn it into a separate object, and I'm going to turn it into a separate shader. We'll head back over here. Let's grab our cube. I have to go back to the base mesh. You know what? I'm going to do the cone first because the cone's a little bit more complex. I'll select some polys on the cone. Right mouse, or I'm sorry, right bracket selects all those polys. Control X cuts them. The N key makes a new mesh, and Control V pastes that into it. And if I right mouse, I can rename that cone. And now, if I'm in cone and I put a new material on, having nothing selected is the same as having everything selected. I hit the M key. We're going to call this cone, and we'll make it blue. I just click this color tab, and we'll pick the blue and hit OK. OK. Now you see if I go to sphere, we have the orange sphere. If I go to cone, we have the blue cone. And if I go to the render area, we should have all of them here. OK, now I'm going to take the sphere. I'm in sphere here. I'm in sphere here. And let me modify some things about the texture, and then we'll start applying stuff to it. If I go to material, we'll make it a little bit shiny. And I'm going to have the reflection match the specular. Specular highlight is a type of reflection. It's the white part you see on something. When you make things mathematically correct by conserving energy, that's our specular highlight showing up from that light right there. When I match this, you can start to see the reflection of the white in there. See that? You can see the background in there? See that? I'll turn it on and off. This is without reflection. This is with reflection. And now if I make this more specular, you see it's also more reflective. If I go to 100%, we have a chrome ball. See that? Let's turn the roughness down too, which will make that specular highlight smaller and smaller. If I make it bigger, it makes it rougher and rougher. And again, if I want the reflection to be blurry, like the surface is rough, I turn that up and you see it getting blurry like that, right? Now let's look at the transparency. I'm going to go to transparency here, and we'll make it partially transparent, about 58%. And this transparent, if you'll notice, this has an index of refraction of 1.0, which means it looks just like air. We don't see light bend. If we want it to look like different materials, we have to give it the right index of refraction. Again, we have a list of them. This is water, 1.33. And you see it's still shiny. As a matter of fact, I might want to turn down the shininess I'm going to go back over to reference here, and we'll make it less shiny so that we can see the way it feels like water, more so when we're working with it. See that? I'm going to show you something else we can do here, because these rendering updates can take a while. There's another mode. I can do it even from model if I want. RayGL uses the graphics card in OpenGL to render things that approximate our textures. So if I go to full, it's going to attempt to very rapidly in this window show me what the textures are working like. And I should be able to interact with it too. If I go over here, we'll go to shading up here. I'll just change the tab. And we'll make sure we're in the right one. This is our sphere. This is our material. I should be able to do stuff like the base color is still orange. Let's make the base color of this green. And you see, I can see that change in real time. See that? I can also go back to transparency here, and we'll make it more refractive. We'll make it look like diamond, like that. Okay. There's a bunch of other stuff in here, and again, you can play with it and find out what happens on your own. Or you can take the presets and play with them. Let's take a preset. I'm on the cone, and I'll head back over here to where we have those presets, render preset gallery, and we'll drop red brick on the cone. Damn. I was hoping that would go. Did it show up there? It's there. Let's see if this will get it. You know what? I didn't have the item selected. Let me select the item. Let's try that again now. There we go. We got red brick on that cone. You see it's trying to look like actual red brick. And let's go back over into Model Land and see if it'll give us, in our OpenGL preview, if it'll give us some of that red brick goodness. Now let's look at red brick. Let's see what we can change about it. I open it up. Marble noise is a bump map on it. And the bump map is that part where it looks like it's being reflected. Let's go to bricks. Regional seed, tile distribution, tile stagger. I'm going to play with one of these sliders and see what changes. Not a lot. And actually, if not a lot changes, I should change it back, but I'm going to live dangerously. I'll make the brick height smaller. Still seeing no change. Brick width. How about the bevel width? Okay, we're going to try the other bricks then. That makes sense. I was messing around with the bump. I should be messing around with the diffuse color. This should change it a lot more. Or else make me look like a fool saying that it will. Come on, change my grout width. Or else, this could be locked. That could be why it's not changing. Although normally I would see that. I'm going to try flipping the layer off to see what happens. Nothing. Let's start turning off our layers this way. Man, that is tough, whatever that thing is. Here we go. I bet you that's my problem. My texture's in here. Let's see if changing this brick's diffuse color does something. Yes, look at that, look at that. Finally, the tiles are distributing at a different level. Staggering, let's see what staggering does. It's moving them, see? See that, isn't that great? Okay. I'm gonna call that.